Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to TIMBP Live. My goodness, it is good to be with you. Hope you're well. Hope your week's been good. Hope you're hanging in there, if you have to hang in there. But most importantly, thank you for being here. Tony Bag of Donuts kicking off the chat early. What are you talking about, Perry? And Anthony Iturietta said, yeah, what he said. It's not weird. Don't make it weird. Nobody made it weird, Tony. I wasn't planning on making it weird. I don't have any intention to make it weird. Miss MC, what is going on, my friend? I hope you are well. Dueling Tonys already? Yes, indeed. Dueling Tonys already. All that gravy, PT, man. All that gravy. Tater Dom. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to you, too, sir. Hope you're well. And the cat in the hat with a bat. And that's that. Donnie the Linux cat. Be nice to the mods in the chat. Don't make them kick you. Not even kick you out. Just kick you. No kicking here, please. What's up, Bill? What you doing? Hope you're having a good night, buddy. Darren Wright, hello, my friend. What's up with you two? Hope you're well. Anyone going to watch the game tonight? Perry's favorite team is playing. Is it the team I think is playing? It probably is. Still trying to figure out the mic. I apologize. Didn't want it to be too dark on my mouth, but I don't think that it's going to be avoidable in some cases. Almost never plan for weird. Never plan for weird. Weird is unplannable. I feel that look through the screen. Yeah. The Swifties. Just can they do it? Can they just How do I filter out anything about Taylor Swift? Is there a button that I can press where just any time, not like just online, but just in life? Does anybody know how to do that? I don't know. And that's Taylor Swift Corner for the night. But if you do want to support the show, you think it's the delete button? I can't delete myself from life, Bill. Cheers to you, Mike Meyer. Hope you're having a good spooky season. Don't go spooking around too hard. Put that mask away, Mike Meyer. If you find the button, please share. I will, if there is such a button. Sugar Kitty's in the chat. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. I'm losing my mind. I feel like I'm losing my mind constantly. We're just in the Matrix. It's not real. I feel that. I do feel that. And if you feel like you want to support the show, you can do so by a bunch of different ways. You can subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the bell notification so you get notified every time that there is a live stream or new episodes of the podcast come out. Those come out on Fridays now on the YouTube channel. Gives the audio listeners a couple of days to check it out. And then you can watch the video version on Fridays. Good way to go into the weekend. Follow the show on social media at My Bourbon Pod. Go follow Eric at the Whiskey Mutant, or at Whiskey Mutant, excuse me. Patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. For as little as $5 a month, there's bonus content over there that it's impossible for you to miss out on. There's so much of it. You don't want to miss it. It's great. And then also you can feed Snuffleupagus. That's right. He's closer than he has been in a while in the background, staring at your soul. Look how sad that boy is. Look how sad that face is. He wants you to support the show through our method of super chatting. That's right. You can do what we call snuffy chats by heading to the Stream Elements link in the description. Got a piece of popcorn stuck in the back of my mouth. I apologize. Or directly through PayPal or through Venmo. Whatever's easiest for you. All of that is listed below. And if you do use the Stream Elements link, your message will show up right here at the top corner of the screen. Just like Tony B did on the last stream. That was Tony Bear V Days. Congrats on 300 episodes. Yes. 303 coming out next week. I heard ECBP is being discontinued. My source is Bernard Lumbers. You heard it here first. The bourbon doctor himself, Bernard Lumbers, has said that Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is being discontinued. Well, how about that? There's a snuffy chat right there from Mr. Don Nishida. Best new character of 2023 has got to be Cigarette. Oh, yes. If you have not listened to this week's episode, you are missing out on Cigarette. Don, thank you for the snuffy chat. Thank you for feeding Mr. Snuffy himself. Appreciate you, as always. Hope you're having a great night, my friend. What's up, Perry? What is going on, Matt? Hope you're doing very well. Good to see you in the chat. Dramhound. Hello, Dramhound. Yeah, so Cigarette was a character that popped up in this week's episode. I'm not going to go into Cigarette is a great addition. Thank you. In the same annals of history of TIMBP as Perry Russell and Pete Samuels. But, yeah. I love Cigarette being the rejected Chuck E. Cheese character. Chucky! Trying to get a slice over here, Chucky. Come on, buddy. Picked up my Four Roses 135 today. Awesome. Hope you enjoy that, man. It's just something special. I shared it with, actually killed our media sample with my father-in-law a couple weekends ago, because he had helped us with some stuff around the house, and my dad had gotten to try it. We'd had it on the show, and I figured he deserves some love too. I heart Cigarette. Hey. I heart Cigarette too. Where you at, Don Nishida? Well, just as if you have wished upon a star, Tony Bagadoni. I think I saw Cigarette last time I was in Times Square next to Fake Elmo. I do believe Cigarette, but here's the thing. He's not, like, I think that Cigarette is kind of also like a Shredder character. Like, he's just a anthropomorphized rat. I don't know. I haven't quite worked out all the lore. Cigarette definitely wears a dirty wife beater. Yes. Mike Stitch, Cigarette. That is a good reference. I like that. I haven't listened to Cigar Rose? Oh, shoot. Now I can't remember the name of the band. My brain's broken. I haven't listened to them in a while. What was I about to say? I had something I was going to say. Oh, I lost it. That's okay. Because I want to get into this little topic of conversation before we get too far down the rabbit hole, especially since I haven't poured anything tonight, but Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C923. Now, it's not that okay. Let me back up. Let me back up a little bit. Let me explain myself. Let me talk a little bit about how I got to this state of mind. So, it's so easy for me to be the most critical of myself in instances where the first thought that I have is what gets on record, right? Not Shredder, Master Splinter is the rat. You're right. I apologize. Would I need a cigarette voicing Darth Vader? Luke! No, Luke! You don't get it! You don't understand! I am your daddy. I'm your papa. I am your father. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Every now and then, Cigarette kind of goes to like a Brooklyn lawyer as well. Have you been trying to get yourself out of crippling debt? Don't worry, I can help you. Hello again, whiskey friends. Oh, Darren, thank you for letting me know. I will turn the music down. Sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. But hello again, whiskey friends. Hello to you, Jeffrey Wack. It is good to see you in the chat. Hope you're well, buddy. That's weird. Never noticed that before. Amazing. Hey, the strongest force. The force is strong with this one. I gotta add the gravel or else it doesn't really sound like the cigarette character. It sounds like I'm just being kind of generally aggressive. Big whack attack indeed. All right, so I'm gonna pour this up so we can talk a little bit more about it. But I also just like and I did just pour the C923 as well. See it? There it is. It's not focusing. I don't know why. I apologize. But it's also glad to hear you're living the dream, Jeff. It's also not uncommon for me, especially with these kinds of products. You know, I mean, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is, I think, hands down, like the bourbon I would probably take to a deserted island if I had my choice. C918, of course, my favorite batch. And I just kind of naturally spend a little bit more time with these releases, these media samples, than some of the other ones. And so in doing so, I really feel like I needed to take a second critical look at it. And it's my own doing. Like I've not been told maybe you should try this again. Maybe you should, you know. It was just I had that thought the more that I was drinking on it. So I'm gonna do that I've also got a fresh crack to do tonight. This is a single barrel. Maybe I'll just do that. Thirsty Fox Bourbon Club, 131.4 proof, 9 years old. Very similar in proof to the C923 at 133. Of course, it's younger than the C923. But it is, still something to actually compare. I did put a hurtin' on that bottle, Tony. Lil and Chris in the chat. What is up, my friends? I missed you guys too. Cheers all from DC. Man. You guys are just flipping and flying and floating all around this trip. I am so sorry I didn't get to see you more than just tailgate day. One day we might actually get to Perry's house. One day. Again, I'm so sorry. I wanted to see you guys so much more than for the couple of hours that I did, but it was good to see you nonetheless. Needed some hangs. Perry, can you put in order how I should watch the Star Wars universe? Okay. I think... Yo, Brian Brennicky. With the $20 Snuffy chat, been far too long since I've caught a live. Totally agree with your Larceny C923 review. Cheers from Tammy and me. Cheers to you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on a stream and for the Snuffy chat. Goodness gracious, I've missed you guys. I know it's been a crazy year for everybody, and just really appreciate you guys stopping by for a little bit. I miss you. I miss you loads. But thank you for your support. Bill, why don't I answer that on next week's pregame chats? Because I've got thoughts. You did meet Grandpapa Ritter. That was special indeed. It was nice for you all to actually meet the man, the myth, the legend in person. So I'm going to dive into this. I am going to treat this as a fresh review. I didn't have time to go back and listen to We Miss You Too, and maybe we need to bring a C918 to the next meetup in the spring. Oh, Brian. Brian, you're speaking my language, brother. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I really do hope to see you guys at TIMBP Weekend 2024, which we need to start planning soon. We got some ideas. We got some thoughts. So I did not go back and listen to my initial review of this that I did with Eric a few weeks ago. So, I am treating this just as the first time that I've reviewed it. I'm not guaranteeing that it will be better. I don't think it'll be worse. I don't think it's going to be a lower score. But I do anticipate there to be some fluctuation. My cat farted and it smells really bad. Well, Bill, I am very sorry about that, but hope you get that sorted out. All right. Shocker here. We're starting with the nose. It's so rich, and it's so complex, and it's so deeply oaky. And I am one to typically like a more oaky profile. I know a lot of people don't like the drier notes, but I typically do. It's in my wheelhouse, in my ball house, excuse me. Got to put the youngin' to bed. Good night, everybody. Good night, Matt. Thank you so much for stopping by for a little while. Good to have you, man. Trev initially had a low opinion of the ECBP and just today put out a much more favorable review. It happens, man. We're not perfect. We're just whiskey reviewers. You know? Yo, 25 people and watching. Thank you all so much for being here. Doesn't sound like much, but we don't always get this many. And it's down to 19. As soon as I said something. But there's also this like swirling kind of like vanilla flavor to it that's popping up on the nose. There's red berries, dark fruit for sure. It's incredibly complex. And to use an old standby from our dear friend Tanner, old co-host of the show. I want this as a candle. I'd make a candle out of this. Yeah, it's a great nose. Well, I guess we're pouring gasoline on the fire, starting right the heck out. Tammy wants to crack the C923 I just picked up, but after having some awesome chili, I think it's best saved for another night. Hey, you do you, buddy. Tony Benavides, what up? What's going on, my friend? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Big Vic, cheers to you, man. Dark liquids. Yes, dark indeed. Just tuned out and unsubscribed. Sorry. All right. 100. Oh, it's also my Whiskey Ring podcast, Glen Karen from David Levine. But this is how we're kicking off tonight, apparently. 133 proof bourbon. Cheers, y'all. Oh my gosh. It starts out so slow and then just ramps up so intensely once it gets to the back end of the palate into the finish. Just a huge vanilla, caramel, butterscotch bomb with some like nougat in there too, man. It's really so good. I mean, it's intense. It is an intense flavor punch, tongue punch, whatever, from this bottle. And I mean, it's 13 years old. I mean, it's gonna have some depth of complexity. It's gonna have some layers and some things you have to think about. And I just really I enjoy this so much more than when we first reviewed it. And I think a lot of that has to do to, you know, it's the nature of it. I mean, we can't. Yo, Chicharolino. Cheech, my man, it is good to see you. Feels like it's been an age and a half, my friend. Missed you, buddy. Hope you've been well. Good to have you around. But the nature of it really is that, you know, we're not always going into reviews with crystal clear, unmarred palettes. Like, it's just, you know, the nature of episodes is that we wind up drinking while we talk, and we have things that we want to share with each other. And so it's rare that we start I don't know if we've ever actually, no, we've started an episode with a review before. It's been a long time, but we don't. I mean, maybe that's just something. Maybe we need to kind of chop and change things up a little bit and do very. We record the reviews before we get through everything. I don't know. I don't like that. It's so disingenuous. Excuse me. And I would rather actually, you know, do things in a particular order. I will say the one thing that is not my favorite about this bourbon, I think that the finish is a little bit short. I don't think that it goes as far as it could. Blinded against B523. I would love to. I don't have my bottle of B523 here. It's still at my former residence, my grandmother's house. Just part of how I have not moved all of my collection back to our house. And honestly, that's just a product of I don't have a whole lot of room for it right now. I've still got to organize, and once this wall back here gets finished as well, you're just seeing the framing right now. Once that gets done, I'll have a lot more freedom to decorate. I've got like all the stuff that I need for the studio to get completed. I just don't. I have to get that wall. I have to get the drywall put up before things go into place. And I mean, I have to paint too. So, and once that's done, I think I said this before. Once that's done, we'll do a little studio tour. But excited for that. You guys are gonna. I think you're really gonna like the new setup once it all gets said and done. All right, I'm going to take a second sip. I have not had a second sip of this yet, so I need to go back and check on the finish again, because that was my one contention with the whiskey. So. The fruit is really coming through more on the second sip. It starting to get up into my sinuses as well. But I mean, truthfully, the finish is just short, which I cannot believe I am saying about a 133 proof 13-year-old bourbon. I would have expected a lot more of that. Maybe that is the downfall of going past 12 years old. Maybe that's where things really start to fall apart, is you lose some of the nuance from the actual whiskey. And it does, I mean, it is a lot of oak, but I like all that oak, man. I really do. I'm enjoying this a lot. It's almost like, you know what I would really equate this to, and somebody said this on which, by the way, if you listen to the show on Spotify, you can leave comments on episodes. You can actually do that too on what do we host through? Dagum. Podbean. If you listen through Podbean, you can comment on episodes. But somebody commented and said that they they always get hungry listening to our tasting notes, and like, I mean, I kind of get it. We do describe with a lot of like food analogies. But this is very close to if I were asked by an ice cream maker, if I were asked by Ben & Jerry's to design my ideal ice cream flavor. This is not too far off from what I would want. And Patreon, of course. You make a very good point, Tony. Thank you for reminding me of that, too. You do get the uncut episodes over on Patreon. So you can hear all of the insanity that we go through when we try to record an episode, because it is just that, insanity. So, yeah, go check that out. So I'm gonna give this another pass at a review. I'm disappointed that Google Podcasts is shutting down. It's kind of a terrible app, but I'm used to it. I usually listen on Patreon anyway, though. I did not know that Google Podcasts was shutting down. Do they have a replacement for it, or are they just kind of assuming everybody's going to figure it out themselves? I make a good point about the finish. Thank you. They're telling people to use YouTube. That's stupid. Why are they doing that? That's a dumb alternative. YouTube doesn't have a built-in podcast function. Why are they telling people to use... You can, like, designate that there are podcasts that are uploaded to YouTube, but they don't have, like, a separate podcast player. That's insane. Google, what are you doing? Absolutely. YouTube Music app? If that's the case, then that's fine. Papa Ritter in the chat. I don't know that song. You stumped me. Maybe I do know it and I just don't recognize it. I mean, if YouTube... It's in the music app. Okay. So if that's the case, that's one thing, but I don't know. It's if they're just like throwing people, I do like Bill's YouTube has a music app. Yeah, that's one of those things where I feel like you wouldn't know it unless somebody told you, or when you signed up for YouTube Premium. They're like, here's all the ways that you can enjoy YouTube. If you just want music, use the music app. I don't know. I being a, like... It is still dumb. It is still dumb. It should be like, if it's... Adam, you bring up a good point. Podcasts are being moved to the YouTube Music app. I can't say more than that. I don't think... I mean, they're going to have to change the branding of it. It's going to have to be like YouTube Audio Media or something. Like, it can't just be called the music app. That's why Spotify has such a branding issue. Like they're supposed to be built. It was originally a music app, and that's what everybody identifies it with. And I understand that people use Spotify just as much at this point for podcasts as they do listening to music, but that it's they need to fix their branding. Cheers, Perry. What's up, Kelsey? Hope you're well, buddy. Good to see you. And the streetwalker himself is going to have dinner. The new branding is always great, like the Patreon kidney bean logo. I want to show you guys, because I talked about this in our Discord. But first of all, if you've not seen the new Patreon logo, it's bad. I mean, it's not, and the thing is, like, they're accepting it like it's a meme. But it is very, very bad. You need to turn an auto download on another app. Absolutely. Okay, let me do this. Okay, for anybody who's not seen the new Patreon logo, here it is. This is the new Patreon logo. They went from this nice, super clean, awesome, simple. It's just simple. It was a problem that didn't need fixing, especially in the way that they did it. It looks horrible. And we were talking in the Discord about how bad it looks, all the different things that it looks like. And somebody, I think it was John Hughes, from the Embellish podcast, was talking about the things that it looked like. And I was like, oh, you know what it is? It's Spoderman. This stupid new logo is Spoderman. They're two brothers. That's the same. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's the same thing. Google can't get their crap together. See their 11.5 messaging apps fail of Stadia and Google Plus. Very true. Dramhound says smash the like. Amen to that. Northwest Bourbon. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to you, man. I do like they updated their music player in Patreon, though. It works better with Bluetooth in my truck now. Everything that Patreon does is like half broken. Their video player is garbage. Their audio player has been terrible for a while. It's so weird for a company that should be better with their forward-facing products that they suck as hard as they do. Looks like an ink blot or a Rorschach test. Absolutely. Dad, I saw it this morning and thought it was a hearing aid. Looks like an oil spill. See, like it's thank you for definitely hitting the like button, Northwest. It's just ambiguous. It's so ambiguous as to what it actually is that it could be anything. And like maybe that's the point. Maybe that it's supposed to be like a creative thing. Like they're saying, oh, you should, like, it's yours to form. That's probably what they're doing. That's probably the like analysis behind it, that the purpose is to say, well, Patreon is whatever you want it to be, and now here we all are going, well, this is what I think it is. I mean, I don't know. We can stop talking about the Patreon logo, but it looks bad. It looks like Patreon has Adam and Eve gig now. That's a lot of stuff on screen. Sorry. Whiskey Uncensored, hope you're well. I don't normally share my screen for stuff, but I had to show Spoderman. Spoderman makes me laugh way too much. Okay, so I want to try this this Thirsty Fox barrel proof Elijah Craig pick next to C923 as well. Thirsty Fox, for anybody who doesn't know, is a bar that is connected to Zim's Cafe in downtown Lexington in the old courthouse. Zim's was founded by, and so was Thirsty Fox, Weta Michael, who is like our star Michelin chef in Kentucky. Absolutely incredible. She has so many restaurants in central Kentucky. Holly Hill, Windy Corner. I cannot think of the other one off the top of my head. But she's an incredible chef. And by extension of that, their picks have usually been really good too. So I will get into that in just a moment. But to wrap up the C923 thing, I think like it's one of those where it doesn't do me a lot of good to go back and rescore it. I think I'm going to leave the score what it was on that episode. And I honestly don't even remember what it was off the top of my head. I guess I would probably give it like a 17.5 or an 18 out of 20 if I were to go through all the things. I do really like it. I want another bottle. I need another bottle. Like, that's just kind of how I am right now. But it's good, man. It's good. It's more of a vibes-based thing at this point than anything. Because, I don't know. Patreon app can't get any worse. Patreon, hold my beer. Amen to that. Papa Ritter does have a bottle. We both independently wound up buying bottles of this without even knowing it. And it got delivered to... they both got delivered to his house on the same day. So, I'm excited to get into this. Dinner Larkin, see y'all later. Goodbye, Emily. Hope you have a great night. Hey, Perry, what's going on, Zopher? Good to see you, buddy. Okay, let's find out what's going on with the Thirsty Fox single barrel pick. Now's a good time to grab some Elijah Craig barrel proof if you haven't done so already. That is a sweet nose. That is so, like, it's so honey syrupy. It's even got lavender on the nose. Tag Emily, I'll sit in for you. That's good. It's over. I like that. There's a lot of ethanol on the nose too. I mean, 9 years and 131.4 proof. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But not even the same ball game. They're in completely different ball houses. Wheel parks. It's just the mouthfeel is just straight up thick, too. I mean, just thick. I mean, it is very viscous. It's good. I like it. This is going to be something I have around for a little while too, but it's so primarily sweet more than anything. But I don't know. It's not bad. It's just not even the same. Like, it goes back to, I can't remember who was saying it on a stream. Was it my last stream 2 weeks ago? That this is definitely like a barrel-proof Elijah Craig pick as opposed to an Elijah Craig barrel-proof pick. Like, they call it whatever they want to, but those two things are not the same. So, yeah, I feel that way about this pick. If they were to allow people to do blending picks, like go in and spend the time with barrels and create a blend, I think that would be a better, it would create better product for sure. I mean, I would hope it would. But I just grabbed a Benny's 9-year 133 proof. Has Benny's still been pretty consistent with their pick quality? Because I honestly don't know how they've been. I don't feel like I've had anything from Benny's in a minute. I also feel like I'm breathing fire. Fireball. Do you think Cigarette likes the song Fireball? Oh, I love this song. Da 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 da. That's my favorite part. I love when they do that. Chucky! Hey, Chucky, do you know Fireball by Pitbull? Da 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 da. You know that one. Oh, man. More or less, they've been about the same. I mean, that's good. I was hoping that it wasn't gonna be like they've fallen off a cliff. I don't know. Picks are so weird right now. Anyway. Oh, man. All this high-proof bourbon. Not that I've had a whole lot. I really haven't. What's everybody else drinking? I haven't asked that yet tonight. Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. It's so funny. After drinking the 9-year pick, all of the like sweetness of C923 has gotten taken away. It's more like it's more of the like oaky bitterness than it is sweet. Operator's not drinking right now. Sipping on afternoon coffee. Man. I only had espresso this morning. It was later in the morning, too. It wasn't, like, early on. Drinking Granny's Batch, seeing if 3.5 years of opening up has improved it. Let me know. I haven't had Granny's Batch in a long time. Truth be told, I haven't had any Bookers in a minute either. I think the last time was that Dusty Bookers that Todd had that we opened with Chad, Sarah, and Eric. I mean, once you've had Dusty Bookers, it's like, what's the point? I mean, they do, so many of them are going to be just to put out product, and some are going to be good and great. Yeah, I mean that's how it is with Liquor Barn as well. I mean, they just have so many picks anymore. It's impossible. I'll never get through all of them. I don't want to. It's too much money. Like, there's other things I want and need to spend money on. Like bourbon, I know I'm gonna like drinking. You know, I'll catch a wild hair every now and then and grab a weird random bottle. But I did have Maker's 46 while grilling tonight. Sorry, I slipped into that. I don't know why. I had some more of that 46 cast strength the other night. We reviewed it on the podcast. Dad, I know I brought it over for you to try one night. And it's good. It's gotten better. It's nothing really to write home about, but it's good. I had a double espresso this morning too. I did have, I had a double espresso as well. That's just how I drink my coffee anymore. It's just in the form of espresso or cold brew. Sue me. Tammy said dried peanuts. It's better than I remember. It's been a really long time since I've poured one of the Bookers. That's such a shame. Coming from a community of people who just loved Bookers so consistently for so long that it was almost as hyped up. No, not almost. It was as hyped up as like new Elijah Craig barrel proof releases. And it's fallen so by the wayside that it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't bring a lot of the same joy that it used to. But, you know, you keep your fingers crossed that maybe one day it'll go back to the way it was, but the problem with that is you hold your fingers crossed for too long and you start to lose circulation. Any of the wild turkey we were chatting about? I do need to get you some of that. It's right here. Wild Turkey 12. Such a great bottle. Black coffee followed by 2 quad iced lattes every day. Woo. Sounds like it exceeds the FDA recommended amount of caffeine to take in. But that being said, I don't care. Do what you want. It makes me sad too, man. It makes me sad too. Like, and it's not just the quality of Bookers; it's the price as well. I mean, I fully believe that if Elijah Craig Barrel Proof were to jump up in price in the way that Bookers has, I mean, like, I'm still a buy even at like $100, depending on most batches. But I don't know. I would still struggle with it because the whole like value of it being, 12-year-old barrel proof bourbon at $65, like that's a huge appeal. And I feel like it is inevitably going to jump up to $100 within the next couple of years. I don't want to curse myself, but I mean, it feels like the next logical step. And you hear how like resigned I am from that assumption, that I think just kind of goes to show how hopeless some of the bourbon market has been recently. And I don't want to be cynical, but there are parts of this that have become impossible to not be cynical about. So, yeah. Booker's was one of the first premium bourbons I loved. Donnie, I have to agree with that. It was one of the first. It was one of the first that I felt like I could always rely on it being there. And it broke my heart, man. 2023 has been better for Bookers. They got back into 7-year ages. I don't think I've had any of this year's Bookers releases, honestly. I saw the box this morning. Yeah, it was around. Been paying $90 for bookers this year. Stop cursing. What did I say? Gotta go, brother. Great job. F the bookers. Anthony, have a good night, buddy. I was just chatting. I was just chatting with the local whiskey guy. We haven't seen bookers on the shelves very often locally these days, and when they do, they sell out in a day. That's the other problem too. I mean, like, you know, the thing to, I think, be the most cynical about with the bourbon. Oh, I didn't want to curse myself. There we go. Sorry, I lost. The thing to be the most cynical about is realizing how many people have FU money. I mean, like, even, like, they're going to pay that price, whatever it is. Like, and that's where things really start to feel hopeless, because you're taking away the inclusivity of bourbon as a spirit, when the people who have the most money are the ones who, of course, are the ones. It's easiest for the people with the most money to vote with their wallet, because it shows the industry itself that people are paying the higher prices for products that they love. It's just a, I mean, it's capitalism, dude. You know, it's an unfortunate side of having something that you love fall under that whole notion. You know, so not to be anti-capitalist. That's not what I was getting at. It's just a fact of it, you know. Like, it's not even worth being like fully cynical over it, because it's so predictable, you know. Like, it's going to happen. Like, there's not even a question about it. It's not even like theorized. It's just, yeah, it's gonna happen, because that's how it's been. That's how it's always gone, and that's how it's always going to go. You raise the prices on something that everybody loves. The people who can still afford it are going to act like nothing has changed, and everybody else is going to suffer for it. Supply and demand, inflation, interest rates. It all goes back to the same point of origin. Greed. Meanwhile, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rare Breed Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof just sits there. Not for me, brother. Those are on the shelf. They're coming home with me, man. Double espresso pre-workout, light or medium roast after workout, and occasional coffee or cappuccino for the afternoon. That sounds nice. Sorry, I keep hitting the table. It must have been cigarette. I don't mean to curse you, but hey. For sure, it can be a skewed vote of interest. Yeah. Yeah. It's just part of it. Just part of it. We'll find new products. We'll find new bottles that we like. And just go on from there. It's okay to be sad about the things that passed, but you gotta move on. Oh, Dawn. Dawn. You had to use that phrase. You had to say it. Man. You had to say it. You know how much it hurts me, and you had to say it. Well, I tell you what, that's about my time, and there are other people who are going live tonight as well, so go and support them. The likes are going live right now. Clifton is going live tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern. I doubt I will be on for that, but on the off chance that I do get to, I hope to see you over there. And I hope that you have a great rest of your night. I hope you have a good weekend. Hope you have a good end of your week. Hope you get the bottles that you like, and they're not too expensive. And I hope that you have hope. And that's my time. Thank you all so much for watching. Go support the show, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. And see you guys next week. Until then, I'm Perry, and this is My Bourbon Podcast Live.